All right, I'm here today to talk to you about the 5 things that you're doing right now that are sabotaging your weight loss, right? Everyone wants to lose weight and we think we're doing all the right things. We're counting our calories or steps, points, all of that. But I found over the 15 years that I've been training clients that here are the top 5 things that always seem to bubble up when I'm working with clients. The first thing is stress. So many of us, we have so much stress in our lives. You know, we're always pressing that stress button. You know, I don't know if you've ever worked in a large office complex. And you know when the alarm goes off, it's so loud and the lights are flashing. That's what stress feels like in our body. And for our bodies, no matter if it's very minimal stress or it's like huge stress, it feels the same inside our body, right? Our body doesn't know how to manage the stress, you know, something that's like a cataclysmic stress or a minor stress. It doesn't know how to manage that. And so here's where I always challenge my clients that, like, yeah, like life's supposed to be stressful. It's supposed to be here. We're supposed to have some periods and then we come down, some periods, then we come down. It's not supposed to be this pin high thing. So when we find people who are stressed out, a lot of it is, you know, some people are stress eaters. Some people don't eat when they're stressed. They over-exercise. They turn to other habits. They might drink a little bit more. But if I start to manage my stress, it is one of the free options to help me better manage my weight. The second thing is setting realistic goals. So many times, and I get it, like you are listening to the TV commercials or scrolling through social media and other diet companies will say, lose 30 pounds in 30 days, or, lose this amount of money or this amount of weight or your money back. Well, this is what I know. In order to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, you're going to have to get rid of an organ or a body part, right? Your body just can't. Could it lose 30 pounds in 30 days? Probably, but not in a healthy, sustainable way. And I'm sure many of you have been on that diet cycle and you want off of it so badly that you're like, you'll do anything to get off. And I get it. It's painful. Like when you decide you want the weight off, you want it off like that. Me too. I got the patience of a gnat. But here's where I challenge you to say, okay, I don't want to do this again. Right? Have that come to Jesus conversation. I don't want to do this again. So if you do not want to do this again, that requires you to do something different, to have the courage to do something different, to get clear on what it is that you want so that we can, as I move on to the next one, set realistic goals, right? You know, that you're excited about, that you can make a plan about, and that is sustainable. That is what the crux of my reps formula that I run through with my clients, so they always feel like they are in control of whatever it is that they're eating. And that brings me to eating. We turn into these inconsistent habits, right? So we start out with this, like, I'm never gonna have sugar or carbs or this or whatever the things you tell yourself you're not gonna have. Then you are like white knuckling it throughout the day. And, you know, think about it. Willpower, discipline, motivation, they're all like batteries. I don't know about you, but I could probably make it to about 3 o'clock before my phone needs a charge. That's what your willpower, motivation, discipline battery is. It needs a charge. Every time you've, said no to a donut or no to whatever it is that you told yourself you can't have, at some point, the willpower battery is going to come to an end. And you are just going to be like, release the hounds, it's going down. And if it's not nailed down, you're going to eat it, right? I've seen it. And how can you avoid that? Make a simple plan. You know, I challenge my clients to make a 24-hour plan. You know, some of you can make a plan for a week, but at minimum, a 24-hour plan. So you're like, okay, tomorrow morning, I'm going to have a protein shake for breakfast. Awesome. For lunch, I'm going to have a salad with chicken on it. Awesome. For dinner, I'm going to have salmon and some green beans and a baked potato. Wonderful. Now, if I get hungry, I'm going to bring a yogurt with me and I'm going to bring an apple. Awesome, right? So I've made a skeleton of what I'm going to have. I've made my plan for 24 hours so that the day can't get away from me and I'm not under eating. You know, I see so many of you do this regularly. For breakfast, you'll have a yogurt. Then for lunch, you'll have one of those like frozen diet meals. Then for a snack, you have a handful of almonds, and then you come home and it's on like Donkey Kong. You will eat whatever isn't nailed down. If that sounds like you, you're not eating enough throughout the day. We need to make sure we bump up your food so that you feel satisfied with your meals versus hungry, right? You shouldn't always feel hungry. If you feel hungry, it's a sign you're not eating enough, right? If I'm hungry, if I have low energy and I'm craving like a mofo, something is off with my nutrition. Let's have a conversation if you feel any of those things. Fourthly, you don't like your workouts. Your workouts don't excite you. I get it. I used to teach boot camps, and they used to, we would start out at like, you had to be there for 4 weeks, 5 days a week. And we would start out and we'd have like 20 participants, for the first week, 20 participants. Then the second week, we'd get to like 15 to 18 participants. By like week 3, week 4, like we were down to 20% of the participants, right? So you have to do something that you like. And in an amount of time that you can do, right? Many people think that getting fit is like this flipping this light switch. I'm fit, I'm not. I'm fit, I'm not. It's not like that, right? We can't just turn on our fitness switch. I've been working out for over 20 years. I love to work out, but there are some mornings that I'm like, Lord help me. And if I'm not, and this is me after 20 years. So how are you going to be after 20 days? So here's where I say to you, be realistic. I challenge my clients to set what I call the good, better, best. What's good, what's better, what's best. Then we can start moving on. Then we can start making sure that, we're getting in the workouts and we could amp it up a little bit. But I gotta be excited about my workouts. I gotta look forward to my workouts, or I'm not gonna flip and do them, just so you know. And then lastly, stop putting so much pressure on yourself, right? We tell ourselves we're gonna go on this diet, we're gonna lose the weight, and we expect like it's Amazon Prime. Like I ordered it on Tuesday, by Friday night, Amazon better be ringing my doorbell. Well, that's not how it works, right? I feel like it's the Geico commercial. That's not how it works, right? It's not how it works. How it works is that it's a process, right? And I have to pack my patient. And when I can create a process, I know that I can repeat it. It's not like these fad diets where like, in 30 days, I'm gonna, bend and contort myself with my will. And by day 31, I've lost all of my willpower and my energy. When I take the pressure off myself and I tell myself, double your time horizon. So instead of 30 days, maybe it's 60 days, maybe it's a whole year. That I'm going to take a whole year and I'm going to make sure that I do it the right way. Make sure that it ain't coming back, because how many of us have done those yo-yo diets and it's come back and it brought five pounds worth of friends? Yeah. And I was sick of feeling like a failure. My clients are sick of feeling like failures. And so here where I really drive the point home is that we have to learn about moderation. We have to learn about how can we bring the things we absolutely love, what balanced with the healthy things, so that we're able to have this like yin and this yang, right? The whole thing about calorie deficit is that it's this like fine balance, of going up a little bit and going down a little bit, and making sure that we're living life to our fullest, because that's just my jam. Like I want to make sure that I can have a date night with my sweetie and not be the crazy person I was, where I was like, my husband called around to places that could only serve me a certain thing, and I dictated what the waiter could serve me, right? That's not a life. So here's are the 5 things that are sabotaging your weight loss. I would love for you to leave me in the comments below. What are the ones that you feel that are sabotaging you? And do me a favor, if this is resonating with you, make sure you hit that bell and you subscribe to this video.